I'm back again with another live. I hope that you guys are doing well, and I hope that you guys are staying safe. So you guys can see I'm outside this time. So I just wanted to talk about a couple topics today. Not going to be on here for too long, you guys, but I wanted to touch on because someone actually did reach out to me regarding this topic, and I may do a part two on this because like I said, I'm outside. I don't want to be on here for too long. But basically, the person was saying that they had a son that was with a person that had NPD. I want to say it was the wife or the girlfriend that had NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Now, I do believe that the person mentioned that they have a kid, so I'm assuming that this was the mom that was reaching out to me for support because not only is her son being affected, but also her grandkids are also being affected as well. So, she was just asking me that, she kind of feels bad about, the situation and that how sometimes she's not able to support her son the way that she wants to. Hey, Blue Flash, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, she's not able to support her son the best way that she can. Or she also was saying she feels that her son may be a little upset at her. But I guess maybe their relationship isn't as good or whatever the case may be, and she feels bad about that her son has to live with a narc, and that her kids have to her grandkids have to be around the narcissist as well. And she was just wondering like what's the best way that she can feel the best way that she can support her son. And I don't think that she has much contact with her son as often as she wants to, and she's just wondering like how can she go about basically just like rebuilding that relationship and getting back into her son's life and things like that. And basically like what I told her is just, definitely make the effort, maybe like reach out to your son and see how your son is doing, if he can have like a call, if he wants to have a phone conversation or in-person conversation, and maybe rebuild the bond, rebuild the relationship, and also talk about what's really going on, or maybe what happened in the past, or whatever happened and as growing up, because you guys know, as I previously said, and again, we're not putting any blame on any parents or anything like that, but a lot of times the reason why a lot of people are the way that they are is due to their parents, and the people that they were around, the influences and the things that they heard, the things that they saw, different behavior patterns and different ways of relating with other family members, or it could have been other relatives, or maybe it was some things that they heard or saw at school, or maybe some things that they heard and saw at church, or whatever environment that that individual was in. And thank y'all for coming in the room. Make sure y'all give this video a like, you guys. um but yeah, and so I just basically say like, hey, maybe you might just want to start small, and just be open to listening to this, to her child, to her son, and don't judge him, don't ridicule him, and don't try to make him feel bad, but just be a support for him, like be a listening ear, empathize, sympathize. And yeah, her son might be angry. Yeah, her son might be mad because, maybe her son could feel like, oh, she abandoned him, or she rejected him, or she maybe left him alone, which I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case, or that's not what, the initial, that wasn't the plan, or she didn't set out to do that. But unfortunately, that was something that happened. And when it comes to being involved with a narcissist, they like to isolate you, right? They like to isolate you from family, from friends, from people that you love and care about, people that can actually really help you see through them. You get what I'm saying? They don't want you to be around people that really know who they are, because they know that they're going to help you get free from them, and they're going to help you to to protect yourself. They're going to help you to keep your boundaries. They're going to help you to stand up for yourself, to defend yourself and speak up for yourself, that kind of thing. Because you guys know narcissists don't want you to do that. Narcissists want you to stay stuck. They want you to stay small. They want you to succumb to their demands. They want you to bow down to them, and that's just not something that you deserve. You get what I'm saying? No one deserves to be abused by anybody. No one deserves to be antagonized by someone. No one deserves to be manipulated and bullied and harassed and things like that. No one deserves that. But that's just something that a narcissist will do because they feel like they can, and they can't. You get what I'm saying? And they feel like they're going to do all this stuff and there's no consequences. But remember, God is omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? It may not happen right now, but trust me, it's going to happen. You get me? So you just want to keep that in mind. But yeah, no, and so the person, I could feel it, and because the individual reached out to me via email. And make sure that you guys, if you want any advice from me, if you have like any questions, or you need any support or any clarity or confirmation on a situation when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to support you in any way that I can, because I've been there, done that. I know how narcissists are. I know how they operate. I live with one for 5 years. I dated one for 4 years. I worked with one for 4 months back in on 2016. Um, so, and again, if this is you guys' first time watching me, so again, I am a narcissist abuse coach. I've dealt with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, yes, breaking free is truly, truly important, because the thing is that the narcissist wants to keep you stuck. The narcissist wants to make it so that, you feel like you're stuck to them, or you're bound, or you feel restricted, or you feel attached, or you feel a soul tie, or sometimes they play with spiritual stuff. They may try to do magic, they may try to do spell work, or they may try to conjure up some stuff, or they may try to come in your dreams and try to like try to make it so that whatever they want, it'll the dream will happen, and they want to make it seem like that's what's the reality, and it's not. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times the narcissists, they're going to project what they want, but it's just like, you have power over the narcissist. Like I keep telling you guys, the narcissist has no power over you. They have no control over you. You get what I'm saying? Only what you allow. You have the power at the end of the day. You have, excuse me, guys. Um, my bad. You have the control. Nobody has control over you. God has control. God is the one that's in control. The narcissist has no control over you, right? And to me, I just think it's funny, because I guess for some strange reason the narcissist feels entitled. I mean, all the narcissists that I've ever met in my life on my journey, they always felt like they had some sort of entitlement over my life. They felt like they could control me or get me to do something that I don't want to do. It's just like, they don't let us do that to them. So it's like, why do they feel that they can do that to you or other people? It's just like, it's insane. Like, I don't get that logic. But I guess a lot of times it's not for us to get, because we're not narcissists, right? We're not supposed to be that way, and they're not supposed to be that way. But due to the fact that they don't heal, they don't do any recovery work, they don't want to work on themselves, and they rather blame you or blame innocent random people, then that they could use that as a way and say, oh, it was them, that's why I'm treating them this way. It's like, no, it was you. Like, you get what I'm saying? So but yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yes, supporting individuals, thank y'all. But supporting people that have experienced narcissistic abuse, right? Like I said, don't be critical of them. Just try to love them. Like I said, listen, care for them, hear them out, and just advise them, like, say, hey, be around supportive people, be around people that that are going to give you the best guidance, the things that you can do to help you to heal, whether that's going to coaching or therapy or counseling or mentorship or support groups. You guys know I have my free Facebook support group called the Healing in the Recovery Room. You may want to join groups like that, you know and just be there for your son, or be there for your daughter, or be there for your kids or your grandkids, anybody that could be dealing with a narcissist. Like, you just want to be there for them. You want to imagine that that was you. Like, put yourself in their shoes, and you guys know that that's not something that a narcissist can and will do. They're never going to empathize with you, they're never going to sympathize with you or anything like that, because they've been hurt, so they feel justified in doing whatever it is that they're doing to you. They feel like you deserve that. And it's like, you don't. It's just like, everybody has to be accountable for their action. Everybody has, when you do something, there's consequences. You get what I'm saying? You're not no one's above that, right? Like I said, no one's above God. So you just want to be aware of that. But again, just being a support, and like I said, empower that individual, and then try to motivate them. And like, because the thing is, when someone's dealing with the abuse, they're going to have good days and they're going to have bad days. They're going to have days where they're going to be like, they can't take the abuse, and then they're going to have other days where they're going to be like, okay, yeah, like they're going to go no contact, or they're going to go limited contact, or they're going to practice their gray rock method, or they're going to not react and things like that, because you guys know the narcissist wants you to react, right? The narcissist wants you, they're trying to wear you down. They want you to do what it is that they want. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, no, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not trying to do that to them, so that gives them the right to do that to you. So that's just what it is. And so you do just want to keep that in mind. So I hope that was helpful as far as being a support to someone. I know, honestly, that's what I do. I support individuals that have dealt with narcissistic abuse. That's literally what I do, and it takes time. You got to be patient, right? You got to be patient, because again, some people may be in denial about the abuse. Some people may not want to believe it. Some people may be in an illusion, because you guys know narcissists are very disillusional, right? They like to pretend like something isn't happening, or they like to project. They like to gaslight, right? And they like to cause confusion. They like to cause drama. They like to cause just pain, agony, hurt, because that's how they feel. So whatever it is that they're feeling, they like to project that onto you. You get what I'm saying? So it's your job not to allow them to do that. You get what I'm saying? It's just like let them deal with whatever negative bad karma that they have. Let them deal with that on their own, because and that's the other thing. You really got to be careful, because you got to remember that these individuals are very, very dangerous. A lot of these individuals are cursed. A lot of these individuals want to get you wrapped up in their negative karma, and you don't deserve that, because you literally did nothing to this person. You get what I'm saying? And this actually is going to lead me to my next topic, and I'll come back to the support thing, is that there's a lot of narcissistic family cult secrets. A lot of these secrets the narcissists don't want you to know about. Right? So a lot of the secrets could be these narcissists have been touched like when they were younger, right? Or they've had situations where, maybe they was taken advantage of by somebody sexually, or something, whatever the case may be, anything, like really, really horrific things could have happened to the narcissist. And a lot of times they tell their family, whoever they've made into a cult, to not to say anything. They may say, oh, don't ever tell anybody, or we're gonna do this to you, we're gonna do that to you, right? And a lot of times, as I mentioned before in previous videos, is they do magic and stuff. They do rituals and things like that. They do black magic and all that kind of stuff to try to get something, maybe from a certain person, or a lot of times they may try to sacrifice certain people if they feel like they may try to sacrifice you, because they may feel like that it's their job to do that, or they're trying to get something like maybe money from a person, and they may feel like you're in the way. They may try to get you to sacrifice yourself, and they may try to do stuff to you to get you to sacrifice yourself and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Because they're trying to get somebody or someone to give them some resources, or to give them some money and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's their job. That's literally like what they do, and sometimes they may get away with that with some people. You know what I'm saying? That's because some people don't know what's going on. They don't know about narcissistic abuse, and they don't know about narcissistic family cults. But like I said, you just got to remember, a lot of these narcissists, they are cursed. A lot of them have a lot of bad karma, and a lot of them lead people to danger. You get what I'm saying? So that's why you got to be really, really careful who you're around, the energy that you're in, and who you associate yourself with, because you never know. They have a lot of bad karma, a lot of destruction, a lot of doom and gloom, and they're trying to get you involved in that. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, no. See, there's a siren. That's a sign. See, look. That's a sign right there. So that's confirmation. So you got to be really, really careful with these individuals, and again, this is just general. This is not speaking about anybody specific. This is just, everyone just needs to know about this type of stuff. You got to be careful with narcissists. They're very, very dangerous. And you want to be there for your family. Whoever that's dealing with a narcissist, you got to protect them. You got to love them. Or if you don't have anybody around, you got to be able to protect yourself and call on God. See, there's another, see? Hold on, here we go. Hold on, y'all. See, this is the sign. It's a sign. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And the other thing too, though, and like I said, narcissists can come into your dreams. So again, you really, really, really want to be careful of these individuals. You may have to, like I said, you got to say prayers and ask God for protection and all kinds of stuff. But like I said, just be patient with your loved one that's dealing with this abuse. Love them, care for them, and be, like I said, put yourself in their shoes. Be empathetic, be sympathetic, be kind, be respectful. Because that was the other thing. I know, like, when I dealt with abuse many years ago, because this was like back in 2014, 2015, is that some of the people didn't understand what narcissistic abuse was about. Like, I found that I was like maybe one of few folks that have dealt with the abuse. I mean, now, don't get it wrong. I had a couple folks that was like, although they didn't go through the abuse, they understood. But you have some other people that will judge you, they'll ridicule you, they'll criticize you, and they'll blame you. They'll be like, oh, like it was your fault. And it's like, no, it wasn't. Like, you get what I'm saying? These are people that they've never been with a narcissist. They never experienced it. They never lived with one. They never worked with one, or they never had a friend that was one, or whatever the case may be. You get me? So they're not going to understand. And a lot of times they don't care to understand, because they're like, oh, it's not me, so why do I care? You get me? So you want to make sure, if there's nobody around you that is supporting you, talk to somebody that has actually dealt with the abuse, because that way it's going to help validate you. Like, you want to, when you're being supported, like if you want, like, let's say you're a parent and your son or daughter is with a narc, you got to validate them, validate their experience, and let them know that, hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, you're going to get through this. Encourage them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're dealing with a lot, and they may feel alone. They may feel by themselves, and you may have to admit to some things yourself. You may have to I did make some mistakes maybe if you was raising them, or I could have showed them more love, or I could have been, try to get to know them a little bit more. You get me? I could have bonded with them some more, or I could have tried to understand them a little bit better than what, I did. But don't beat yourself up as a parent, but just try to work on being a better support, if that makes sense. Like, you want to be trying to support your son or your daughter, right? And just encourage them to get free of that narc. Like, you get what I'm saying? Encourage them to get free, and to really to just take care of themselves during this period of time. Encourage them to practice self-love and self empowerment, right? And things like that. You know what I mean? You just really got to be there for them like no other, like you've never done before, right? And encourage them to get close to God, because God is really going to be their savior. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people are disconnected from God, and they don't know who God is, or if they may feel like they do, but I don't know. Like, you would know. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if you have a relationship with God, you would talk to him every day and things like that. Your life would be different. Like, now it's clear that narcissists don't have a relationship with God, because you can tell by the way that they treat people. Like, if you're out there in the world and you're just trying to hurt people, you're miserable, you're upset, and you want to make somebody feel how you feel, that's not of God. Like, that's some other stuff. That's some satanic, demonic, demon stuff. So that's not what you're about. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, try your best not to become like a narc, because you got to remember, these narcissists have allowed whatever situation that they've gone through, they've allowed it to change them for the worse. And that's not something that you want to do. That's why I said you got to protect yourself at all costs. And keep your faith, focus on yourself. Like I always say, it doesn't matter what the narcissist is doing. It doesn't matter who they have coming up against you, or who they have watching you and following you around and trying to like bully you and intimidate you. It's like, no, like that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just like, God is number one. God is the one that has the power. He has the control. So at the end of the day, that's just what it is, And like I said, I know that there's narcs watching. And, and the other thing, there's narcs, they monitor you. Like they like try to study you, and they like watch what you do, watch your schedule and stuff like that. It's just like, why can't you put all that energy into yourself? Like, you have your own life. You shouldn't be so focused on someone else that's not even focused on you. Like, you get what I'm saying? But the whole point, the reason why they're doing that, it comes from that their narcissistic cult that they in. So whatever cult, what if it's like their mother, their father, auntie, uncle, whoever practices certain like spiritual rituals, it's like their job. It's like they try to sacrifice people because they're trying to get something. So it's not just by like random that they're doing certain stuff to you. They're doing it because they're trying to get a certain result. You get what I'm saying? They're doing it because they're trying to get something out of somebody else. You get what I'm saying? So they feel like you're in the way. So they feel like they gotta sacrifice you. But it's like, no, you're not gonna do that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you just wanna be careful. These individuals are dangerous. They're very dangerous. But no one is as dangerous as God. So you gotta remember, God is not all like, oh, smiley, happy. No, God is a God of vengeance. Trust me. Trust and believe that. I've seen what God can do. So yeah, God is nothing to be played with, and he's not to be taken lightly. God is very serious. He can cause death and destruction at any time and at any moment. I've seen it. So that's nothing to be played with. You said narcissists. Yeah, they hurt people. They love to hurt you because they're hurt. They're the ones that's miserable. They're the ones that they feel like they made a mistake. They made bad decisions in their lives, and they feel like you got to pay for it. It's like, no, like, I don't know. They have to own what they've done. They have to take responsibility for their actions, and that's something that they refuse to do. It's like, no, it's not my fault. That's your fault. You get what I'm saying? It's like, no, you need to take accountability for mistreating an innocent person. You don't do that. You don't go out and do that to individuals that you don't know. That's unacceptable. You're going to be held accountable for that, whether you like it or not. That's just what it is. So, and then, they lie, they gossip and say they just do crazy stuff. And it's just like, hey, that's on you. Yeah, that's judgment day for you. That has nothing to do with me. So, and like I said, if you have a son or a daughter that's dealing with a narc, you can only be there to support. Don't judge. Try your best. Don't judge them. Just understand that your son or daughter, encourage your son and daughter to do the inner work as well. Encourage them to do some inner healing. Encourage them to do some inner work to improve themselves. So that way they don't keep attracting these type of individuals or attracting these type of situations and scenarios with these individuals that are very harmful and detrimental to their own well-being, to their mental health, emotional health, to their psychological health. Encourage them. Empower them. Never blame them. Like I said, don't criticize them. Love them the best way that you can. And be there for them. Hug them and kiss them and apologize to them if you need to. If you felt like you made a mistake raising them or parenting them. Because I get it. Sometimes kids can be upset with their parents. They may be angry with their parents. You need to have the courage to open up and tell your parents how you feel, because that's something that I did. Honestly, I've done that. I'll never forget that. It was back in 2014. I opened up and shared with my mom how I felt about things, and I remember back in 2016 I opened up to my dad and I told him like how I felt about certain things, and it was really uncomfortable, obviously, right? But I had to do it, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to heal. You get what I'm saying? You have to have those type of conversations with your parents in order for you to heal. That's what it is, And because you may be like, oh, well, that's my mom, that's my dad, like I can never say anything. It's like, no, they're human, they're adults just like you. You have to have these type of conversations. But yeah, the narcissist knows what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're not like just like, oh, I didn't know. Like, no, they know exactly what they're doing. And if they're gonna keep doing it. That's the whole point. They know. Like it, and the thing about it, a lot of times it's not even really them. They're possessed. They have a demon inside of them. They have an entity. Like I said, their cult, whatever narcissistic family cult that they're in, because the whole family most of the time is cursed. So that's why I said a narcissist, they're cursed. So when you're around them, you want to be careful that you don't get cursed either. You get me? Because that's not pretty. That's not pretty at all. But yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. So, but anyway, you guys, I hope that this made sense. And as you guys know, I'm all about the truth. That's what this channel is all about, And like I said, some folks may not like it, but I mean, it is what it is. Not something, and like, I don't like coming on here talking about stuff like this. Like, who wants to talk about narcissistic abuse? Like, let's be honest, like nobody. But I mean, it has to be said. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it has to be said. And if nobody says it, then everyone is just gonna keep getting abused, and they're gonna keep being stuck. And it's just like, no, like that's not what life is about. Life is about growth, empowerment, expansion, and moving past obstacles and challenges and growth. And that's just not something that a narcissist wants to do. I mean, they're not doing that. A lot of times they settle for less, so they want you to settle for less. Or a lot of them, they have addictions and things that they haven't worked through, and they don't want you to overcome whatever things that challenges or obstacles you may have. They want you to stay stuck just like them. Like I said, when you're around a narc, they want you to be like them and vice versa. Like, you know, they don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you successful. They don't want you to have peace and joy and happiness. They don't want you to laugh. Like, they want you to be miserable just like them. And it's just like, no, like, you have the right as a human being to live your life and be who and what you want to be, and that's your God-given right. No one can take that away from you. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope that this video was helpful. Give this video a like, share, and subscribe. I would love to know what was you guys' takeaway. But yeah, be careful about the narcissistic family cult. You know, and the thing about, and I'll do a part 2 though, the cult, like I said, you have the matriarch, the patriarch, you have the mother, the father, and then you have the different roles in the family dynamic. So you'll have the scapegoat, the hero child, the lost child, you know, and the roles can switch at any time. So you can go from being the hero child to the scapegoat, or vice versa. And everybody has to do the same thing. Everybody has to behave the same way. Everybody has to talk the same way. No one can be different. Nobody can have their own mind. No one can have their own opinion. Everybody has to follow. They have to follow either the matriarch or the patriarch. There's no, and the narcissist, if you guys do something, let's say you're in that family cult and you do something that that person doesn't like, then they will try to, they're going to punish you. They're going to like try to outcast you, or they're going to try to reject you and make you feel isolated and things like that until you get back in line with whatever the cult is trying to get you to do. So don't fall victim to that. But we'll talk about some more of the family narc secrets. Like I said, the things that they don't want you to know about, you know, them. And I've heard it and seen it. I've had narc, like this one narc that shared with me some secrets. But this was an older woman actually. You know, and things like that. And, you know, sometimes they'll tell their kids not to say anything about their secrets, right? Because they don't, like I said, it's all about the image. They don't want people to look at them a certain way. They don't want people to see them for who they truly are. You get me? They rather put on a fake front and like pretend like there's something that they're not. You get me? So, you know, but we'll talk about that in the next video. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love and light. Like I always say, reach out to me if you guys would like any support with learning more about overcoming narcissistic abuse. I would love to support you in any way. Thank you guys. Please keep leaving me topics and comments. That way we can make a live like this, answer any and all of you guys' questions. So that way we can all learn and grow and heal and move on from the narcissist and become a better version of ourselves. So we can empower, help each other, and live a better life. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.